KOIN 6 is investigating a long-standing tradition for the 4th of July.
Yes, it's the fireworks celebration up in Ridgefield. The public is invited. It's advertised on the city website, but we found out it's run more like a neighborhood display. And our reporter Jennifer Dowling has now been looking into safety concerns, and a tipster brought this information to us, right, Jennifer?
That's right, Jeff and Kelly, and I started to look into it. What I found out was that a volunteer group actually runs this show. Organizers told me because the fireworks are set off on private property and they're using consumer fireworks, some of the rules you might expect to be at play in a public fireworks show don't apply to them.
The 4th of July fireworks have been a big tradition in the town of Ridgefield.
It's an extremely safe, fun family event that's enjoyed by several thousand.
Police Chief Carrie Green tells me 200 to 300 typically watch the show from near the railroad tracks. However, a local resident told KOIN 6 News there are questions as to just how safe the fireworks show is. So we started digging. First, we started by calling festival director Sandy Schill to ask about the credentials of those doing the show.
Hi, is this Sandy?
She told us that the main operator, Corey Cunningham, was indeed licensed. So we traveled to Olympia, Washington, taking the question to the Deputy State Fire Marshal, Daniel Johnson, who gave us a very different response.
Not that I found, no.
We called Cunningham himself. He confirmed he is not licensed by the state, saying, quote, "You don't have to be for consumer-grade fireworks." However, state officials say just because you don't have to get a license doesn't mean cities shouldn't consider requiring it for safety and liability reasons.
Yeah, it's good just because you have a person that they'll know how far the crowd should be away. They'll have a setup for everything.
We took the new information to festival director Sandy Schill, who didn't want to do a recorded interview.
But I'll clear up some questions for you, but not on camera.
During our line of questioning, she admitted she mistakenly told us that Cunningham had a license.
I called the state because you told me on the phone that you believed he was licensed.
She responded, quote, "I know, and then the state called me. It's not a license. He doesn't need to be licensed." When we asked if she just misunderstood, she replied, "We're using the word license loosely. It's not a license, it's a certification." However, Evolution Insurance Brokers, the company who insured him for the show, had no proof that he was safety certified because it's not required on that policy, and Schill declined to give us those documents. She stated, quote, "The Washington State Fire Marshal has assured me it's safe. Our police chief has assured me it's safe, and I have followed all of the guidelines that I need to follow." Emails we received through a public information request show that both the county and state fire marshal are looking into the group display after we started investigating. Clark County Fire Marshal John Dunaway sending this email to the city police chief saying, quote, "No licensed pyro required by law, but the other risk factors should be considered if Mr. Cunningham is going to shoot this display." Of the concerns, electric-fired shows are not allowed for consumer displays. Johnson clearly stated in his email to the county fire marshal, Dunaway, if he's electrical firing the show, more than likely he's going to alter the fuse for the electric match. It would no longer meet the definition of a consumer firework. In addition, Clark County Fire Marshal John Dunaway found a concern in Cunningham's background. He said, quote, "I discovered from one of our fire investigators that in 2006, Corey Cunningham was involved in a neighborhood fireworks display that went awry. Sparks from the fireworks or from the modified fuses entered an open container of unspent mortars and caused an explosion. We also found some fireworks that were not being sold in our local fireworks stands. We never could determine if they were legal in Washington state." Cunningham did respond to this, saying it was nearly 8 years ago, and someone else had put that box of mortars in an inappropriate spot. Then came a twist. Corey Cunningham told us by phone he wasn't going to even be at the show, leaving another man in charge. Schill was surprised as well when I told her. Leaving the question now, who actually will be the lead in shooting those fireworks off? And what are their safety credentials? Johnson wrote to the county, quote, "In the future, for probably the same money, they could get a nice 1.3G show with a licensed pyro." The city manager is reassessing.
Certainly the fireworks display is, one significant aspect that does have, safety concerns every time anyone is lighting off fireworks. So yeah, I think looking at how can we assure that the operator is, is fully accredited in what they need to be doing, I think it's a good thing to look at.
Has our questions brought any of this to light?
Yeah, I think that, honestly, I think that anytime that there are either citizens or whether it be, you guys coming out and asking us about these issues, it just shines a light on what's happening and how we might be able to make it better.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were able to speak to Cunningham again by phone. He says the festival director told him not to do an on-camera interview, and he said he could only send us his safety certification if Sandy Schill allowed him to do it. He also said he would do the show if he had to and cancel his plans. So again, it's still up in the air as far as who will do this show.
And everyone we heard from the city and the fire marshals just basically said, hey, we want this to be a safe, let's get the certifications,
Yeah.
so keep following this issue for us.
Yeah, we certainly will, and I'll keep you updated.
All
Okay,
right.
Jennifer,
Thank you,
thanks.
Jennifer. And if you have a story you'd like our investigators to look into, remember you can call our tip line. There's the number for you, 503-464-0861, or you can always email us, report it@KOIN.com.
And one